Toastmaster objectives are for the forthcoming year. Now, the best way of doing that, in my opinion, is it could be a phone call conversation, 5 minutes, 10 minutes. But if you're worried about calling 40 members in a club on the roster, 5 minutes each, that's a huge bill on a mobile phone, right? The easy way from best practices, there's a form available which is called Member Interest Survey Form. Now, this form is available to be purchased from the Toastmaster International store. Can I know by show of hands how many of you have filled this form actually? 1, 2 and a half. Now trust me, this is something I learned personally and I would like to share with everyone in this room. This is the starting point and it works absolutely well. This 2-page form, when you buy it from official means, it's 1-page form from Team website. When you prepare your own stuff, you go Google, you find many clubs, they have their own survey forms. The best practice is a 2-page form. The first section of the form captures the basic information of the member. Very simple, name, mobile number 1, mobile number 2, email address, preferred time of contact, morning, evening, and stuff like that. Then it goes on in the second section where the member documents what he wants to achieve from the club in the next Toastmaster year. Is he after CC? Or is he after CL? Or ACB, ACG? He documents that and then it doesn't stop there. It goes on and it lets the member throw out his personal aspirations towards the VP education. I want to attend other club meetings. I want to have a mentor. I like to be a mentor. I want to help the club in training. So this is something which is very, very important for the VP education to know at the beginning of the tenure what each member's personal Toastmaster aspirations are. Because if I know it, the start of the term, I know exactly how to tackle every member independently and individually. Like I said, every person coming to Toastmaster has a goal, but they might have a different goal. It cannot be the same goal. I want to be a DTM, for example, when I joined Toastmasters. Maybe someone else don't want to be. I tell you, last year, August, I had a member who joined from Etisalat company, a sales representative, a polished speaker, came in, joined the club, very first meeting, he was after me, got the slot in the next meeting, he delivered a speech, he was the best speaker, and I was like, my finger was in my mouth, I was like, this guy is superb. I talked to him after that, I missed out to speak to him before because it was going so fast, I called him and said, Zaid, Salaam alaikum, you are awesome. You've been a member before of Toastmasters. I said, no. I said, then what happened? You talk superbly, and have you been to other courses and sessions? Say, you know what, Rizwan, I'm a good speaker, I know that. I just saw this Mr. Muhammad Kahtani on one of the Facebook pages, and I was inspired. I just want to be on that stage to deliver my speech. And I just spent 45 minutes with him, trying to introduce him about the CC and CL. After listening to me for 45 minutes, trust me, no exaggeration, he said, Rizwan, I am not interested in DTM. Please put me in front of audience where you can, where I can speak very well. And that's his mission. So his mission could be different than your mission or my mission, just to attain the awards on the Toastmaster roster, education awards. So the important thing for me as VP education is to understand that objective of the member, and then I will better help him or her to attain those objectives. And there it starts actually, not ends. Because when I know each and every member in my club, their personal aspirations, and I know what they want to achieve from the Toastmasters for the next succeeding term, then I would align those objectives of individual members to my club objectives. And as you guys, most of you being experienced members, you would know, somebody mentioned about DCP plan. In the 10 DCP target for the club, 6 relate to VP education, and all the 6 targets for the club to achieve for excellence, they are confined towards educational achievement, like CC, CL, ACB, and all those things. And if I know as a VP education that Davesh wants to complete his DTM, right? Gupta wants to complete her CL next year, Prem wants to do his ACB next year, right? I know individual person objective, I can align their personal objectives with my club objectives. And that's a win-win. And if I do it exceptionally well in the start of the Toastmaster year, trust me, I've tried it. It is a very easy job because Once you do it properly, which is a bit of a difficult job, the next 11 months, you just have to monitor, adjust, follow up. Monitor, adjust, follow up. And then the members achieve their objectives, and so does the club. Again, experience I would like to share with you. When we started off with the XCOM last year, and I was the VP Education with my Supreme XCOM, in our plan for the forthcoming year, when I knew exactly what my members want to achieve personally from Toastmasters, we had a roster done to place all the members on that roster, simple Excel file. I documented their educational status. Where are they at the moment? Mostly new members, fresh start. So you see, they just want to complete their CC. Some are experienced, they want to do ACB, some wants to go further. So from feedback that we got from the members, we plotted them on the planner. And that gave us the target members for respective educational award achievements. And being smart, like most of you, if not all of you, I planned for 8 if I have to achieve 4. And I think that works very well. If you're targeting to achieve 4 members to complete CC, or 2 to complete ACB or ACL or all those things, as VP Education, my advice to you is, if you're aiming for 4, you will end up getting 2. If you want 4, plan 8 or more. And that's exactly what I did, because some people will have immigration problem. Some will just lose interest throughout the year, and then you will lose precious members, and then you can't plan from the beginning. So being a proactive VP Education, while understanding the objective of the members, their passion, aligning them with the club plan, and putting up a target plan for the members for the club, make sure you have sufficient backup. Once you have the target members plan for your entire club, for all the members, then the best thing that I did, and thanks to the people who coached me, my XCOM and my president and my outgoing XCOM members, what we did was, we placed together a planner for the club for the 12 months. Now somebody told me when I joined as VP Education, Rizwan, if you can put a plan for 3 months, you are start. Somebody said, 1 month is enough, you can't plan beyond 1 month. Somebody said, no, 6 months is possible. But trust me, 12 months is possible. Pays off, works very well. Let me tell you how. Our club meets twice a month. I'm sure most of the clubs, they meet twice a month, thereabout. If you have 2 meetings in 1 month, in 12 months you have 24 meetings. Simple, right? If I'm a member, a new member, very passionate member, I want to complete my CC in 12 months, how many speeches I have to deliver? 10. If I want 10 speeches in 24 meetings, how often I should speak?
Every month.
Every month, every second meeting I should speak. So if you know your members who are passionate to complete their educational awards or leadership achievements, and you know your planner, and you have 10 or 12 people from a group of 40, 50 or 60, some club have 70 members also, identified, it is very easy to put forward a draft planner for the next 12 months. You do that, you share with everyone in your club, not just those members, everyone in the club, and you invite feedback. Those who are proactive, they'll come back to you. Those who you have assigned roles that doesn't suit their schedule, they'll come back to you. You will adjust. He's not available in August, push him to September. Pull him back in June, July, next year, whatever the case is. You'll do adjustments. But the good thing is, if you have a planner, you will know where you are heading towards. Your members will know how they're marching towards their personal goal. And that is what will, in my opinion, get them going. Now coming back to the standard presentation as given by the district. The VP Education role training is around 3 cornerstones of the presentation. And as very eloquently and very briefly and precisely mentioned by my previous presenter, right? The XCOM roles generally are explained in 3 areas: at the club meeting, outside the club meeting, and in the XCOM meeting. These 3 areas or sections needs to be taken care of separately. I will run through the slides, but before I do that, let me tell you all of the succeeding material you can find online. I can email to you separately as well. Everybody is learner. You can read it and you can find out what is behind. It's not difficult at all, right? So I'll be slightly faster in my pace, a bit more faster than I am usually, to just cover the time. But again, I'll stop and punch it wherever it is necessary. The club meeting. The VPE role in the club meeting, again, there are 3 further stems to that for discussion. The first one is, what is his role before the club meeting? Then, what is his role upon arrival at the club meeting before it's kicked off? And finally, what his or her role during the club meetings? Now, as I said, no, this is very, very important for all of you to know, because even though you are on VP education for the succeeding term, if you know these things, you can do a check to your VP education. Is he or she delivering excellence or not? And then you can complain about that person to the president. Just joking. Don't do that. He won't give you thoughts. Before the club meeting, very simple. I said I'll go through that one by one. It's self-explanatory, and I'll hit the punchlines. Review the scheduled role. Once you have a meeting planner for the club for the next meeting, then as VP Education, my role should be to make sure that all the roles are filled in. I should be able to support the Toastmaster upon request or otherwise to fill in the role. We always have those last-minute dropouts. So as VP Education, I should not be throwing it down to the TMOD. You manage it. Somebody backed out. You found a replacement. Call everybody in the roster. Because he or she might take 4 hours to do the job I can do in 4 minutes. Because I know everyone in the club, what their aspirations are. So if Mukta stepped out for a speaking slot next week because she's busy, I should know who is the next person who's passionate for speaking, and I should engage them promptly. So as VP Education, my responsibility, it's not like you are seeing me as someone who, if I do something, it will be nice. No, it's not nice. It's very clear. It is a responsibility, being the custodian of the planner, that you help the TMOD to fill in the roles. And while doing that, it's also imperative, as per the guidelines, there should be educational sessions scheduled for the benefit of the new members, as well as for the refreshing session of the existing members. And those sessions should be conducted at least once a year, the more the better. And again, as VP Education, the responsibility before the club meetings include that members also are given opportunity to come on stage and deliver educational sessions as per the requirement of the program. And very important one, which you should not miss as VP Education, right? If I am VP Education, I know that somebody achieved a CC last week or last meeting, right? I should be prompt enough to tell my president, Mr. President, Mr. ABC completed a CC, so in the next meeting, he or she should be honored. We all like to be honored, right? And again, this is not just a matter of honoring a person who has completed a CC, that you do acknowledge their contribution. It is very important for inspiring other members to come forward. So as VP Education, the responsibility lies in myself to make sure I keep a track of members, not just objectives, but also achievements, and inform the right person at the right time to lead the applause. Arrival at the club meeting. If you have a planned meeting, all roles are confirmed, then the meeting starts off a bit of an ease. But in some clubs, there are always last-minute changes. Somebody stuck in traffic, can't make up, last-minute phone call at office, stepped out, and all those things. So at that moment, it's very, very crucial, and that's why they say it's not like nice to have. It's a must to have a responsibility for VP Education when he or she is there, right? That they should verify the assigned roles. You have the agenda in front of you for today's meeting. Before the start of the meeting, make sure TMOD is there, should be there. Make sure timer, grammarian, everybody is there, and work in conjunction with TMOD. Just don't leave it to them. Sometimes people are doing TMOD for the first time and they struggle. As VP Education, I think I'll be in a very good position to find out last-minute replacement. So as a responsibility factor, like I said to all of you, you guys should know if you're doing a TMOD role and you have last-minute replacements, reach out to your VPE. It's his or her responsibility to help you on that occasion. Very important one, and I guess most of the clubs don't practice it. Remind members to select an evaluator. You must be wondering, if you figured out what I'm trying to highlight here, on agenda you have the speakers and you have the role players, you have the evaluators, right? If everything is assigned, what's this? Remind members to select an evaluator. What do you think that could be? For CL, somebody said there, I think it's OB. Am I right? Yeah, OB. Something very, very important we missed out. Like each other evaluated as the Toastmaster program, every CL project, timer, evaluator, grammarian, needs to be evaluated in writing at the back of the manual that we don't bring to the meeting. As VP Education, my responsibility should be first to inform the members, if you're doing a leadership role, please bring your manuals. And when I arrive at the meeting, I should ensure to remind them, guys, if you're doing a timer role, please engage someone to evaluate you on your timer role. And if you can't find a person, I will help you. Right? Very, very important point. Something to take a note of. Then finally, as I said earlier, the VP Education, when he or she is in the meeting, they have to assist the Toastmaster on everything. Agenda changes, role play changes, and so forth. They just can't walk away saying, I'm an ExCom member, you decide. No, it is your responsibility to do that. Some people do think that inviting and greeting guests is a VP membership responsibility. That's not right. He or she has the ultimate responsibility to do that, but there is also a parallel responsibility for VP Education. When he or she is in the meeting, they should also greet the guests because they are potential members. And if I'm VP Education, I come to a meeting and I see there are guests in the meeting, I know A, B, and C, three sitting separately in a corner, must be guests. They don't know anybody else. So I should be the facilitator. Having spoken to them, I should ask them, would you be willing to come on stage and have a table topic? He might say no. She might say yes. So as VP Education, they don't have a vocal to the ExCom or TMOD because they're new. I should be their voice and inform the table topics master, Mr. Ahmed. We have two guests. One is willing to do a table topics. That is the responsibility of VP Education. Last but not the least, very important one. During club meetings as VP Education, I'm also responsible for placing my nice signatures or initials on the completion status of the projects for the members. And once they have finished certain milestone in the education award, CC, CL, ACB, or ACS, and stuff like that, then it is my responsibility to make sure they accurately complete that application form, and then I then submit it to the world headquarters to punch that achievement. And reiterating the same point, but it's important we mention here, once an award is submitted for a member for an educational achievement, as VP Education, it is very, very imperative for me to be able to make sure that the member is duly recognized in the next meeting. And how will I do that? I will inform the president. And then he or she will honor the person in the next meeting, just not to engage and motivate that person, but also inspire everybody else. VP Education, being second in command in the club officers hierarchy, is also responsible to preside the meetings when the president is on vacations or not there for any odd reason. And very important one, there could be a question from the audience members and guests during the meeting or afterwards about any educational award achievement. The VP Education, in my opinion, should be able to answer those questions on the spot. But if you cannot, please don't show your back. Accept that, engage the person, tell them you will research about that question, and you will reply them back in due course of time. And please make sure you reply. That is your responsibility. It goes on and on the same thing. Outside the club meeting, VP Education has to plan the club meetings, promote participation in the education program, engage new members, orient them towards the Toastmaster education track when they become members, and then also encourage new members to participate. The important thing here is, someone asked me, when a person should do their first speech. There is no black and white or yes or no answer to that question. But there is a guideline. The guideline says, as VP Education, I should be aware of this best practice guideline. When a member joins the club, the very next meeting, he or she should be participating in table topics. Recommended, not must have. 2 meetings later, they should be doing a leadership role, which could be timer, grammarian, R-counter, and by the 4th meeting, they should be delivering their icebreaker. That is my feedback to all the incoming VP educations, that if you follow this, certainly you will not lose the interest of the incoming members. Going on to the responsibilities out of the club meeting as VP Education, when I am documenting individual members' aspirations and goals, I also need to understand that I need to assign them experienced Toastmaster members as mentors. That's my responsibility. I have to attend all the 3 meetings for the executives as curated by the president, which is executive committee meetings, district council meetings, and international business meetings, because the VP Education, side by side with the president, is entitled to vote on those meetings in the business being discussed. Something which probably should be brushed up more in the next COT, but this is also your responsibility that when there is a meeting call for these 3 businesses, you should be attending the meeting on behalf of the club and cast your vote. Pointless to mention, any club officer role, if you are not coming to attend the meeting, you should find for your replacement. And last but not the least, something we most forget to do that in our term, as VP Education, when you grip the role in the first 6 months, please start thinking about your successor. Because the role is so deep and so challenging, it requires a lot of effort for the person to get into the role. And if you find out your next kin successor in the role, right, it will be very, very easy for them to take it on from you to the next level of excellence. I'll skip these 3 slides as they were already shared by the previous presenter. In terms of resources, as mentioned by my previous presenter very well, there is a lot of material on the website. Lot. You just need to Google it, as they say, right? There are a lot of resources, which I will publish in a while. However, to start your term as VP Education, the first thing you should do is attend the district-sponsored club officer training, which you're doing today. Those who missed out, we'll talk to them separately. Read the materials. You get here, you get outside, you get from your previous successors, you read online. Please do read anything and everything that comes to your way regarding your VP Education roles and responsibilities. Meet with the outgoing executive committee, very important, and more so with the outgoing VPE. Not just exchange hands. Just script them. Make sure they transfer all the knowledge to you about every member's aspirations, status, achievements, and the plan going forward. Very, very important if you want to achieve excellence in your own role. And finally, meet the current executive committee. I think you can't avoid that because even if you do, they'll grab you somewhere. Their ex-con will grab you anywhere. So these are the things for you to get started with your VP Education role as a resource you should bank on. And it goes on further by guiding us as new incoming VP Educations. If you think it's too much to handle, trust me, for someone, it might be too much to handle, but for me, it was okay. If you are really sincere with the role, I would suggest you do it yourself, right? However, there's a guideline also. If you think you are too busy at work, at office, at business, then you need to make a team. They call it education committee. So you can appoint 3 persons, more experienced people, who are willing to be the next VPE, for example, or willing to lend support to the club as your education committee, And instead of you going out to 40 members and calling them, meeting them on social network, coffee and tea, and asking about their personal objectives, that task could be distributed. A lot of resources, you can't remember that, you can't note all of it, I know for sure. Just remember, everything is on Toastmasters.org, right? We will try to distribute the slides also after the session itself, so you can pick it up from there as well. And like I said, as VP Education, especially new VP Education incoming, please make sure that you go through all of these resources at a later time, so that you can actually achieve excellence in your role going forward. This concludes the session. We are not allowed to take questions. We'll have it towards the end of the training session. However, if you have any specific question or comment or query, or you would like me to share with you anything that I did myself previously, please note down my email address. You can write to me and I'll respond to you separately individually. Thank you very much.
You did it very well.
I did very well.